Hey, what up, YouTubers? It's your boy, the Visionary. Welcome to another episode of Firesidechats, Preludes. Got some things that are on my mind that I want to talk about. I've been gone for a while because basically my computer, it like, I don't know if it's the computer or if it's my webcam, but that something's wrong with the download process or whatever. Plus, I've been on a job hunt, so I haven't been able to like sit down and get my shit set up in terms of writing my little reports and my little files, keeping them organized on what I want to do as episodes. Hold up, let me turn my music off. That's my boy Mortal Technique. Yo, y'all need to get up on him. His music, it actually has substance to him. He's a very, I would say, deep and socially, politically cognizant rapper. Like he's he's a self-proclaimed revolutionary, whatever, but he's a social activist. Like he's one of those dudes. He produces his own music. He keeps all the proceeds from that, and then he actually invests in certain things like businesses, and humanitarian aids and stuff like that. He actually went to New Orleans, when everything got flooded over there. He went to Haiti when they got hit with the earthquake. He went to Afghanistan and Iraq when they were having humanitarian missions over there to go build schools, basic necessities, bathroom and all that, water and bathroom, all that stuff. He went over there, got his hands dirty, and did stuff like that. So I give him mad props, and he's a very, very tight and critical, like social critique about what's going on right now. So listen to him, because most of these other rappers and dudes that are out now, are trying to get out now, especially the guys on my Facebook page. Motherfuckers is whack. They don't know what they talking about. They just spewing the same old crap day in and day out. And it's like a hypocrisy, because then once they say all that stuff and you really talk to them, they start talking about, we into that spiritual shit and we need to be nice and peaceful with each other. We gotta stop this fighting and this crime. But then when you listen to the fucking music, it's like, yeah, son, I beat your ass down. I'm the best rapper. I fuck your moms and all that other crap. Seriously, yo. Just stop rapping. Stop spewing this crap. Get into something real, man. Stop being stupid. Seriously, yo. But anyway, moving on. Topics that I want to talk about today. Real quick. I read an article in the New York Times about it's called the call off the global war on drugs. I found this to be a very entertaining article, and then after I read this, there were other articles, not in the same paper, but a few days later, more articles were coming out. And basically what's going on is they called the Big Drug Policy Commission to come together and to discuss the tactics and strategies they use to fight and combat drugs. Because they've been basically losing for the past 10, 15, 20 years. And the thing is that, when you look at the numbers, because they had numbers, they had statistics, I got them here. They talked about opiate consumption went up 34%, cocaine went up 27%, weed went up 8.5% from like 1998 to 2008. And it's like all the money you're spending as far as police training and organizations that supposed to combat this, it's actually getting worse. It's kind of like what happened during the Prohibition era, the bootleg era. That actually made it boom. You know what I'm saying? Getting stuff that that you can't normally have under the law, and then they pay extra for that shit. That's the worst thing to do, is get real tough and hard on that, on the people that do that. So they came together. They're trying to discuss things that they can do to alleviate the situation. And one of the most interesting things that I found, that I was reading in this article, this is one paragraph where the wordings basically said something to me, and it was like, you know what, this is going to be the next wave. This is what they're planning on doing. So I'm going to read you the paragraph. So it says, the commission's facts and arguments are persuasive. It recommends that the governments be encouraged to experiment with models of legal regulation of drugs that are designed to undermine the power of organized crime and safeguard the health and security of their as citizens. Now, whenever you see the word legal regulation, that means that they're going to make it legal and put perimeters of usage, such as how much you can sell it for, who can buy it, how much you can sell. It's that stuff of things. So it's going to be under legal government regulation. That's what it means. So they're going to eventually, in some way, shape, or form, make it legal in the United States completely. I mean, they have some of that shit in California, where if you have like a physical ailment or something, where we can help you, get through it. That's legal over there. But as far as it is over here, to me, I think it's not stupid, but it'll hurt organized crime. as well as the average Joe that's trying to make a buck on the street, where he can't make money anywhere else. That you're going to be start taking money out of their pockets, because it's like the whole purpose of them being able to make money is because it's illegal straight up. You know what I'm saying? So trying to make it legal is going to take money out of their pockets and put money into the government's pockets. Strangely enough, funny enough, that we're in a financial crisis right now. So all of a sudden, they're going to try to make something legal for sale, which they can tax and fill up their coffers and all that. So you get where this is going to go, period. What's the next thing I want to talk about? Oh, Karzai, president of Afghanistan. Basically, this man in public has been beefing with the United States, or in terms of media exposure, he's been beefing with the United States, saying, listen, these guys are doing, negotiations with the Taliban and Al Qaeda and stuff like that. Basically, within the last 7 to 8 years, we've been doing talks with them. It's a general tactic we use to, conserve energy, resources, and manpower, because when you're in a conflict with a group of people who are in conflict with their own government, one of the smartest things you can do is to, basically open up talks and negotiations with these people, so that, you can come to an understanding or agreement or consensus on what to do next. It's basically the concept of the enemy of my enemy approach, basically. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, we've been having Cold War conflicts with Afghanistan for like years, and we've been trying to get their oil and a whole bunch of other stuff that they have. And what it is that there's an organization within the company that's beefing with the government, who's also beefing with us, and it's like these people, this organization or this private entity has a lot of pull with the people, but the government does not, because they're the ones who are technically oppressing the government, oppressing their people. So what it is we go in, we talk to these guys after we've been fighting for years and go, listen, there's this situation, let's come to consensus on that, and we solve that. And then a year or two later, come together, there's consensus on that, let's deal with that, and so on and so forth. They did that with the whole drug war poppy seed incident in Afghanistan, because Afghanistan is like the biggest opium distributor in the world, and that's one of the ways that the country survives. It's one of their biggest GDP products they have. So basically what happens is the Taliban tries to take control of it, and the government is trying to take control of itself, and the United States comes in and goes, yo, we got to burn this, we got to do that. And then they worked out an agreement like, listen, you guys need the money, you need to fund your government, so we allow you to sell whatever you need to sell to make your money. You kick back like 5 or 10% of the whatever you get from that shit, but the rest of it you allowed to sell. The thing is that we have this war on terror as the first subject I was talking about before, but then we're still allowing the people to sell their shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like, either you actually go forth with stopping the war on terror or war on drugs, or, you allow the people to sell the shit and just look two-faced, period. That's basically what it is. Moving on, the last thing, basically, Kelly Rowland is trying to put out a new album. Here's my deal. I think Destiny Child is great. They're a good group or singing group or whatever. I think she should not attempt to put out a new album since her last two failed. I think she should try to go into another sub-industry within the entertainment industry, like go into American Idol, start doing movies, something else, because that's what happens when you're in a particular sub-industry within entertainment industry for a certain number of years. You get played out, and then what happens is once you get booted out for someone younger and better, you have no other avenue of earning money. A lot of people who were back in the day who were doing, TV shows, a lot of them are doing voice acting stuff for certain cartoons and anime. And, it's all about learning when to jump ship and knowing when the ship is going to go down, to jump it and to go into the next best thing. Sometimes people who are in entertainment in terms of music and movies, they don't necessarily know how to do anything else. They never learn or plan to learn how to do something else. A perfect example is this shit. What is this movie called? The Expendables. I laughed at the movie because the whole movie was filled with motherfuckers who were like big action stars in the 80s. It's like 20 to 30 years later, and they're still trying to act. And it's like, why aren't you guys doing something else? Like, I don't know, you should have done a TV show. You should have got into voice acting or some other industry. There's other industries you can do. Just like The Rock. The Rock was smart. Although he's a bad actor and he signed up with the wrong fucking company, Disney, the fact that he was smart enough to go, you know what, I'm going to do this wrestling thing for 3, 4, 5 years and then jump ship and go into acting, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That's very logical. That shows that he was looking ahead. It's just that he's a bad actor, period. So, these dudes that are trying to, you know, resurrect their careers after 10 years gone by, they need to, like, take a page from The Rock, man. Do that shit. Try to get into other shit, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, that's it. Look out for my next video, which is going to talk about... Oh, it's going to be the completion. It's going to be the fourth and final video to the 4-part video series, Perceptual Paradigm. So check that out. Other than that, I'm out. Deuces.